Not sponsored. Today I'm talking a lot about the ego in the 3D world, because a lot of the time people can demonize it, and people don't realize that this is our greatest tool, one of our greatest tools to use in this experience. Okay, the sun is also setting right now, so I hope it's not gonna get too dark too fast. I don't know why I'm always recording at sunset. Like, I genuinely don't know. I don't know why. A lot of people demonize the 3D because they're afraid of it. They're afraid of this reality that we were just put in, and they feel like they gotta push away every single little thing to be a higher version of them. You can't put the 3D over you, but you can use the 3D as a tool to manifest, to get what you want, to experience, and honestly live a better life. It's a couple of different aspects that I want to talk about in terms of like your looks, 3D things, music, expression, because in the spiritual community, in general, people have this idea that you have to be completely egoless and have absolutely nothing to be enlightened or to be a good person. Like, you can't have nice things and be a good person at the same time. Like, if you're rich, you gotta be a bad person. That's what, a lot of the time, that's the narrative that we get told. Hence why a lot of people are stuck in certain situations. In situations where money is something to be afraid of, where material things is something to be afraid of. To experience nice, finer things is something to be afraid of. There's been so many times where we're told to just be quiet and to not be loud and to just be a quiet person and not express and to not shine. We're told to not shine. And we're told to be afraid of being rich. We're told that being rich is bad, that you're a bad person if you're rich because rich people are all selfish, that materialistic things mean that you're a shallow person. What else? All types of things. People say all types of things. And I feel like, honestly, that blocks us from experiencing a lot of things in life. I think what people got to realize is that it's not necessarily what the frequency is of the external thing, but more so what the frequency is within you. Because there's a million different frequencies all around you. Your reality is dependent on how you feel within here, not what's outside. Everyone knows that you cannot necessarily control what's outside of you, and you can only control what's within here, and you perceive everything within here. And so therefore, that's what you need to control. You are not better than the 3D. The 3D may be the lowest plane, but it's the plane that we get to experience. It's the plane that we get to experience all these things. A lot of people give away their power way too easily to things that are so-called bad, and people will label all these things bad and label all these things as low vibrational, and then when, for example, let's say it's low vibrational music, they will automatically have this energy change when they listen to this music, because they've projected that energy onto it, and they've given away their power to this thing to affect them. And a lot of people need to realize that you are the one that's holding the power. You are the one that is in control of your power and what you allow to affect you. Like, I never understood my parents about how, like, they'll be so against music with any type of swearing in it whatsoever, but then they'll go ahead and watch some crazy movies about death and all these types of crimes and all these types of, gruesome stuff, and they'll be fine with it, and they'll watch like seasons of it, and I'm just like, it's really about what you allow to affect you. Because me personally, I guess maybe I have a bias. Whenever I see gruesome things on the TV, like, I've consciously chosen to not like those things, and so whenever I do watch it, it's just kind of like, I don't like it. But I used to like those things until I was just like, hey, like, I don't really want to see that anymore. But then when it comes to, for example, music, and it may have like swearing, or it may be about certain things that like people would consider bad, and I can listen to it because I know it don't affect me. It doesn't affect me because I don't give it that power to affect me. This goes the same way with all types of 3D things. All things in the 3D world The more power that you give away to these 3D things, the more power that it's going to have over you. And that goes for anything and everything, including other people. Because other people are in this 3D realm, and if you are giving away your power to these people, thinking that whatever these people say or do around you is going to affect you, then it will. It will. It will. And that's why people are so afraid to like finer things, or they feel like they're not worthy of finer things, because they've put this energy onto it that you have to be a certain somebody to enjoy certain things, or that people who enjoy these types of things are bad people. And so whenever they get around it, they're like, oh, like, I would never buy that. I would never spend that much money. And it's just like, what are you really trying to say? What are you actually feeling within? What are you actually projecting when you say that? Like, you are projecting your own meaning onto something that ultimately has no meaning. You are projecting that energy. That thing has absolutely nothing to do with you. Those types of people really just need to heal their relationships with money and heal their idea of the 3D world, and how it's so bad in their mind that they can't they're blocking themselves from blessings. They're blocking themselves from experiencing finer things. Do you need to experience finer things to have a good experience in this experience? No. The more you demonize something, the more farther away it's going to be from you. Honestly, the more you demonize money, the more farther away it's going to be from you. The more that you see people with money and they're doing, like, I don't know, they do certain things with their money. That's the thing. People need to realize that money doesn't change who you are. Money reveals who you already have been this entire time. Like, someone who's a giving person who receives more money will ultimately be a more giving person, and will be able to, it will just amplify who they already are. Or if someone who's ill at heart, they may get their money and start to do ill things with it. But another aspect is just expressing yourself through what you wear. And a lot of people feel like, you know, if you wear a certain something, then that means that you're trying to prove yourself, that blah blah blah. That's just what you think, actually. That's just what you do. If people who say that are just saying exactly what they do with their clothing. The way that you express yourself, the way that you express yourself outwardly is simply, if you let it be, a reflection of how you feel within. You know? I will always feel a whole lot better when I'm put together, rather than if, like, I just woke up straight out of bed wearing the same clothes from yesterday. Like, I will always feel better when I'm put together, when I adorn myself with certain things. And that's not to say that these things make me feel are the determining factor for my state of being. My state of being is already a heightened state, but it's like we are able to project energy onto certain things. We are able to put meaning onto things that don't necessarily have meaning. These things don't have meaning whatsoever, but it's like, if I think that they're magical, then that's exactly what they'll be. If someone wants to think like that's too much, or you shouldn't need to cover yourself in anything to express yourself, you should just express yourself within here. See, that's the thing. Who made up that rule? Like, genuinely, who made up that rule that we have to be so afraid of the 3D world? What a lot of people need to realize is that the 3D world is here for us to experience it, and here for us to enjoy. And so if you want to wear something that's maybe a bit flashy, I know you're gonna have that voice in your head like, oh, it's too much, it's too much. It's never too much. You think these flowers ask for permission? You think these flowers ask for permission to be orange against all this green? Like, you think maybe they want to blend in? Like, no, they don't ask for permission. Nature doesn't ask for permission to be beautiful, and neither should you. If you want to look a certain way, if you want to dress a certain way, if you want to wear a certain color, have certain adornments, like, do it. You are the rule maker. If you want to believe that dressing this way is not the right way of being, okay, that's your world. That's your world for real. Like, that's your world. And that's completely fine. That's completely fine. If you're not the type of person to dress up and all that, that's completely fine. And you don't have to look a certain way or dress a certain way to be perceived a certain way. But it sure does help. I'm gonna just say that right now. It sure does help. Because we can't help it but be human. Okay? We can't help it but be human. And so when we see certain things, even just looking at this background, what's the first thing our eyes go to? The flowers, right? Doesn't mean that not anything else is less beautiful. These green leaves are just as beautiful, but we will look at this first because it's orange and it stands out. And so that's just to say that we don't need things to be beautiful. We don't need external things to be beautiful, but you can definitely use the 3D world to your advantage to project exactly who you are within. And that is exactly however you perceive it in your mind. If you perceive it as just completely, I don't know, if you like the color blue, I don't know, you feel like you're just a blue type of person, shoot, wear blue. You know, everything kind of projects a certain energy, but the thing is, we are the ones that put the energy onto it. I put the energy onto these things, onto this top. It's like, it's not necessarily the top. The way that you present yourself with like your fashion, your style, whatever you do, it is still a spiritual thing. It all projects a certain type of energy, and that energy is what we project onto it. A lot of people see this as their temple and they will choose to not get tattoos, or they will do the exact opposite and be like, this is my temple, I want to decorate it, make it, I don't know, like get a bunch of tattoos. That's cool. Both are completely valid. I will never feel bad about expressing myself outwardly ever again, because in a way it's like, it's an art. 1, it's an art. 2, it's a spiritual thing to me. 3, it allows people to get a glimpse into your personality and your being. If you enjoy doing those things, then do it. You don't have to demonize it. You don't have to feel like you'd have to dress like a monk in order to be enlightened. You don't have to dress any type of way to be a certain something, because at the end of the day, that's still your ego. People who be so far away from everything, who be so far away from any type of 3D materialistic thing, they be feeling like they don't got an ego. But the thing is, that is their ego. Their ego is not having anything. You can't escape your ego. You can only choose what ego you want to have. See, once you realize that nothing in this external world can define who you are, because who you are within is actually, it's not your body and it's nothing external here. What you are is pure consciousness. You will realize that you can choose whatever you want. You can choose to be whatever you want without letting that thing define who you are. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about, because I feel like a lot of people wonder this when they first kind of spiritually awaken. They wonder about this material world and having nice things, and you know, people always say you gotta return to the earth, return to your natural state. See, you can return to your natural state and be in your natural state and also enjoy 3D things. Also enjoy the finer things in life. And that doesn't define you, because the thing is, it can't define you. Nothing can define you. The only thing that you let define you is what you let determine your worth. If you feel like wearing a Cartier watch is what determines your worth as a man, that's what's gonna determine your worth in your own eyes. But to somebody else, that can mean absolutely nothing. So when you don't let anything have power over you, anything in the external world doesn't add or take away from who you actually are, because who you actually are, when you don't give your power away to all these external things, that's when you stay in that heightened state, and nothing can add or take from that heightened state, because you're on a state that nothing else can reach. Like, you don't gotta listen to 432 hertz music all the time. You don't gotta like do all these different types of things. See, food is a different story. Food is a different story, okay? But when it comes to those types of things. See, back in the day, I used to listen to 432 hertz music only 432 hertz music, and I wouldn't listen to anything else, and I would literally turn the songs that I would find the 432 hertz version, because I felt like the frequency that I was listening to was affecting my vibration, affecting my state of being. And during that period of my life, I wasn't even in the highest state of my being. I don't listen to the most highest vibrational music now, but I am on the highest vibration I've probably ever been in my entire life. Honestly. And that's because I've recognized that whatever you give power to has power over you. One concept that me and my best friend talk about all the time is how we are practically wizards. And what I mean by this is, a wizard has a wand. See, a wizard by itself, or themselves, is not necessarily powerless. They have the power within them, but that wand, in a way, is a way for them to project their power. Okay? Now, we are not literal wizards where we could shoot lightning out of sticks, but like, in a way, when we use the 3D world and we project certain energies onto certain things, like for example, like my necklaces and chains, like I will project certain energy onto this to feel like, I don't know, like I just like the way that it looks, and I don't really care about like what anybody else thinks about them, because if I like it, then I like it, and I value my opinion more than anybody else, and I feel good wearing what I like and not caring about what anybody else thinks about it. And so me just projecting that energy onto what I wear, and I will wear other things. Like I will wear I will wear streetwear. I don't care if it doesn't look so-called spiritual. Like I do not care if I am perceived a certain way. So long as I feel a certain way within here, that's all that really matters. And that's all that my reality will be, because that's how I'm feeling within here. And you perceive your reality from within. Like I will wear something completely not spiritual, and I will still be able to attract probably somebody on the street or somebody in person that is just they're gonna feel the energy. Energy is felt. Energy is felt. Energy is one of the first languages of the universe. People feel energy first. Don't be afraid to be a wizard. Don't be afraid to be a wizard and project whatever energy you want to project during that day. Listen to whatever you want to listen to during the day, and just know that the power comes from within here. The power is only given away when you allow it to be given away. The power is not taken, it is given. That's a fact. We need to heal our relationship with money. We need to heal our relationship with ourselves in the 3D world, and know that this is our best friend. This is our greatest tool to experience the exact world that we want to experience. You project your own meaning onto it, and nothing else that anybody else says matters. Because why? Because it's your world. That's it. We're all gonna die one day. Are you really gonna let other people define what certain things mean in your world? So use the 3D. Yeah, they agree. Use the 3D. Use the 3D world and use it to create the world that you want. You want to attract certain people? Okay, cool. What do certain people dress like? I swear. And it's not even about what you wear that attracts them. It's about how you feel within. We project that energy onto what we look like, therefore attracting certain things. Not to say that it's what we wear that's attracting them, but the state of being that we're feeling within that attracts them. This 3D world is here for us to experience it, not to run away from it. It's not for us to run away from it. It's for us to experience and enjoy and indulge sometimes, not in unhealthy stuff, not in unhealthy food, okay? And the reason, I'm gonna just add this real quick. The reason why I'm always so health conscious about food is because at the end of the day, this is a 3D reality. If you jump off a building, the chances of a plane coming down and swooping you up before you hit the ground is probably close to zero. I'm not gonna lie. And that's the same At least how I feel about food. That's the same way that I feel about food. Because food will have certain effects on the body. I've healed myself from certain things. Dang. My bad. Was I just talking during that siren that entire time? Okay, anyways, I've healed my body from certain things. I've healed my body from certain conditions, and I'm still improving. And I'm seeing the difference. I'm seeing the difference in my body, and the way that I feel, the way that my mind works is completely different from how I used to eat and eat different things back in the day. I can see the results. It's like science. I guess you could vibrationally be on a high vibration to the point where certain things won't affect you, but shoot, like, things are made for us to get sick. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, a lot of things are made for us to get sick and to be caught in a system. I hate to say that word, but like, anyway, things are made for us to get a little bit sick. The last thing that I'm gonna say is that I am coming out with a clothing brand. The reason why I haven't been uploading as much is because your girl has been working. She has been putting in that overtime, okay? And everything that I talked about is kind of tied into this brand. It's a more higher conscious type of brand about the world, the 3D world, consciousness in general, but it's a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a troll type of brand. If you get it, you get it, honestly. The people who want to express themselves but not try to explain themselves. Maybe I'll put like a picture here or something to show you guys the pieces. It's more of a streetwear brand, kind of a rock star type of vibe, and so that's exactly what I mean. Like, you don't gotta look a certain way to be conscious or spiritual. So if you need some new shirts or some new pieces for the summer or winter, whenever you're watching this video, go cop you some. Go get you some good pieces. Go and express yourself and be part of this higher dimension. I'm also offering consultations, so if you feel like this video spoke to you, you can hop on a call with me. You can book a call with me. That's also linked in the description below. But yeah, I really hope that you have a great day or night, and I really hope that this video resonated with you. And this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time, because this is just something that I've kind of been trying to understand my entire spiritual journey, and so I feel like I'm at that point of understanding to utilize my 3D experience. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this space with me. You mean so much to me, and I'm so glad that I have a community of people to kind of talk to, and I promise that I am going to be pushing out more content because I do have a lot to say and I love talking on here. So, but anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night. Peace and love, y'all.